Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. I got it.
Mother Nature is being a mother.
I think, yeah, we just got to be dynamic with it. Here we go. Counting down, counting down, counting down. Or let's do one of these when we start. We got to cross swords.
9, 8, 7.
What? Here we are, everybody. How you doing? Coming at you. Your boy, Brian Polito, publisher, Coffin Comics, with the one and only Monte Moore. Woo! What up? Well, we're here at the Monte Moore Artist Celebration 2021, The Revenge.
I'm back.
The kid is back. Man, what are you doing in town?
I'm doing the Arizona Fine Art Expo for year number 4. And, you know, it's kind of second home for me. And we're actually getting a home here as well. So I will be a part-time Arizona resident. And this is also the place I was born. So it's like coming home.
It's pretty awesome to always have Monte Moore here at this time of year. Now it's even better news to know he's going to, like, lay it down. Man, you just have the spirit of the South. Lay it down. You got the spirit of the Southwest inside, huh?
That's right, I do.
So everybody, first of all, gonna acknowledge that whoa!
Mother Nature.
We're doing this live outside. You know, we're trying to rock that social distance and trying to be demasked at the same time. And we have a storm coming. Jimmy Cobbers, you can take a look at it. I think it's a hoot. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. We're kind of learning how to adapt into this crazy universe we've all found ourselves put in. But look, so this is how it's going to go over the course of this next hour. We're just happy to have the one and only. I'll tell you what. I think we're going to go flat. We're going flat. We're going flat. We're going flat. We can do it.
It's going to be like a turn and burn. We're just going to show.
That's why we do these. That's why we do these. Offer these mock-ups as is, because things do happen.
All the really special ones over here in front of me. Stay
really.
Good.
That's good. We'll get to those too. Thanks for rolling with it, everybody. So yeah, part of the reason we're here, main reason we're here, is the Monte Moore Artist Celebration. This is the second year we've done it with the wonderful Monte Moore. Our promotion began at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Coffin Comics Shop. And I got to tell you, Monte Moore, man, people are lit up about you, man. So thank you so much always for your contribution to Coffin Comics, being part of the madness. And thank you to all you boys and girls out there who decided to make some of these delectable items your own. How you feeling?
I feel like I'm a little underdressed, so I kind of think I need to choose this out.
Damn, a strip tease from Monte Moore, too. Oh, yeah.
I kind of roll like artist style.
Nice.
So this is actually got the you know, art pens and pens here.
Nice.
This is how I'm rolling now.
Dang, son. The kid don't play, clearly, right?
Well, you know, Brian sets the mark. So the rest of us, you know, we're just kind of bringing up the So this is the Monte Sworn style.
I dig it.
Check out the pole there, little demon head.
That's nice.
You know, I like it.
Right on, man. Damn, feel like I got to bring up my game. And I will, so watch out. I'm also really happy to welcome our friends from Economics and Comics, the one and only Senor Infermo himself. What up, yo? There he is, the kid. That's right. No. This is how he says it. Stink.
He does do it better.
So what's up? Fresh from the Who's Gal. Let him out of jail. He made bail. Made bail in time for this live. Good to see you back, man. They couldn't hold you down. That's right.
Because he needs to hold the sign.
That's right. So again, we have the storms are coming, but we don't care. Feels great.
It's just like Mother Nature rock and roll style. It's like, you know, just a little bit of drama.
That's right. You got to do it. So Monte Moore Artist Celebration Year 2. Part of what I'd like to do, and largely, look, this is a celebration of the artist known as Monte Moore. That he would make time for the Sworn Nation, always a pleasure. So what I'd love to do is kind of take a look at some of the imagery And I think Monte Moore has a couple tricks up his sleeve to show you boys and girls. But here's the thing. This promotion began at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on coffincomicsshop.com. And there are some items that I must admit have sold out. But I also have to admit that there's a couple items left for you to consider. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is a trip down memory lane and talk about some of the work. So what we've done with the Artist Celebration is we take a look back at a given artist's contribution to Coffin Comics, particularly in the early years when we're all just sort of, getting out there and making our way.
Yep.
And these editions originally were limited as low as 69 copies. And what we've done is we're representing them for you boys and girls out there in a way that we haven't before. So without further ado, Monte, I'll encourage you to pick an item, one of the images, and let's talk about it a little bit.
This image here, I was glad to see revisited because this was one of my early favorites. And I want to say this was maybe the third or fourth cover that you that produced. So there was a concept sketch first, and she was on the black background, but also the holofoil version. It's really neat to see this presentation because it gives it a very different flavor when it doesn't have as much of the heavy black background. And I was just really thrilled to see that one come down because, those first covers when we were doing stuff back in like 2014, 15, I think that's got a 14 on it.
Yeah. 6 years ago, 7.
Yeah. And those were the early covers. A lot of the Coffin comics and Lady Death fans are like, well, yeah, maybe we know Monte Moore, maybe we don't. And so there wasn't that maybe enthusiasm or fervor.
That's true.
Kind of built over. So getting a chance for these, which when this was first offered, maybe there was only 69 or something.
Quite literally 69.
Yeah.
Good luck finding your favorite number, Senior and Fairmount.
You don't look 69.
He just likes 69.
Right. And so
Let's cut to the videotape.
Yeah. And Brian's really one of the only people who not only has this sort of art library to be able to do offerings like this, but I have never seen a publisher go back and say, hey, you might have missed out on this, or let's do a new version of it. So I think it's very specific to kind of Coffin Comics for you to be able to do those kinds of things for the fans.
Because I'm sad.
Well, we knew that.
Yeah, I like this one too. I mean, the idea, one of the challenges of a character like Lady Death is to show her sensual side without ever portraying her as a victim. And even with a challenging pose like this, I still think that she keeps her fierceness and her strength, in my personal opinion. So it's not as if she's not being submissive in any way, even if, there is that kind of, if you think you're seeing an invitation, it's really a dare.
Well, and there's the allure of it. And I mentioned this on previous live, but one of the things that Brian told me in the very, very beginning, he was like, here's the style guide. Here's the, what we're going from. The drawings were by Ivan.
Ivan Heiss.
Yeah.
I know.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah. People know him as Ivan Reese, but by his own pronunciation,
right. Okay.
It's Ivan Heiss.
And you always said Lady Death is a goddess, right? And should be treated as such. And even though there's this sexy allure, it's not a low and it's not a trampy kind of thing. It's like more like you wish.
Right.
Kind of a thing.
Exactly. That's right. See this? No. In your dreams.
Touch it, get burnt.
That's right.
But like you said, it's by invitation.
That's right. By invitation.
She's asking you, well, she's telling you.
Maybe not.
That's right.
You might be reading it wrong.
So again, I want to contextualize that we're doing this live with the storm coming outside of HQ. The storm front is coming. So there's that. So yeah, that was a fun image, and we were presenting it in what we call the Virgin Art Edition and the holofoil edition. And the Virgin Art Edition is limited to 150 serial numbered copies with a beautiful cardstock cover. And the holofoil is limited to 40.
Now, are these also books that people can do the smaller remarks on? Or not?
Yes. So,
Okay.
So as part of the Monte Moore Artist Celebration, in cooperation with the artist Monte Moore, we were offering 100 remarks in total. They are sold out. And so there were 5 opportunities per cover to have a remark done.
Right. Okay.
And so, yes, and Monte Moore's going to have his work cut out for him because you got 100 remarks to do.
Yeah. And some of the remarks, as you'll see for the official comic, the remark edition, are a little bit off the hook. I wasn't watching the clock, and I was like, oh man, I have like hours and hours in each one of these.
Uh-oh.
It's just what you got to do. It's a special opportunity to get to do something like this. And so they're really more like full color mixed media illustrations rather than just a sketch.
And don't let Monte Moore get ahead of himself. We're going to show you those, but we're going to show you those towards the end of the show. End of the show. Sorry, Joel, we know you want to see it now, but we're going to do it towards the end of the show. End of the show. So let's talk about the next image. Actually, this image is
It's a newer one.
this is a newer image, originally commissioned for a boudoir theme. This is our exclusive Lady Death Boudoir Metal Edition, limited to 77 copies, and we're getting down to the final few. Do you have any thoughts or recollections when you did this one?
I remember it was a challenge.
The challenge was boudoir.
Yeah, which is obviously right up my alley, but you're always trying to take your work to the next level. You don't want anybody to come back and be like, yeah, it's good, but I don't like it as much as your other work. So you're always trying to push yourself.
Yes.
And then one of the things I liked about this one is a lot of the purple colors. It's kind of a royal kind of a color, but I think it looks better in the metal edition than even the previous release because it's just badass. You know, when you get these like purples and these gold reflections and stuff like that. So you guys always knock it out of the park on the pre-press because you kind of do a little bit of pre-print magic
Something.
Before
We
it
do.
happens.
We're doing some something on this stuff.
This other cover we haven't shown yet.
Monte Moore, Coffin Comics has got the skills to pay the bills, man.
And do it well.
That's what I'm saying. Love that color combination too of purple gold. Incredible. Always great.
Complementary colors.
Yeah,
That's right.
and I will let you know, this is the world premiere of this image. This has not been an edition. It exists, but it has not been, to my knowledge, no?
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, this is a debut for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I know we do so many, we kind of bank them.
Right.
You know, that's something that people may not know is we'll commission work and sort of keep an eye on it. And, you know, I sort of see myself as a painter. I'm like, where does this really work? When will it create like the effect I'd like it to have?
Yeah, see, I thought maybe there was a lingerie or a boudoir book that hadn't come out. And I can remember I messaged you and I go, I don't think I've ever signed any of these. Has this been released? And you're like, no, not yet.
There you go. Hey, look, I've been wrong before. You know, Nick G helps me out with this, but I'm pretty sure we haven't. So this is, yeah, I think this is it. So that's that one. And then
well, right on, another debut.
Another debut. That's what we were kind of thinking. So beautiful, limited to 77 serial numbered copies.
And what did you guys title this one as the release?
We made it pretty simple, Metal Boudoir Edition.
Okay.
So simple, to the point.
I think that's what
I like her
called it as
expression. What's that?
well. I think that's what I called it as well.
So, there you go. Yeah, the overall theme was
Well,
boudoir.
sometimes you have really cool, unique names for the releases.
That's true.
So you could track them.
That's true.
So I'm like, wow, Brian came up with a better title than I did.
Monte does come in and you have a title every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Monte names every piece and they're, you know, sometimes we work with them. Sometimes I'm in my own space about it.
Yep.
Yeah, you're a very good sport about it.
Well, I have to label it something, and I don't want to just put a number on the scan. I'm like, what do I call this? And I look at it, and usually it speaks to you, and you come up with something. Sometimes it's the title you use, and sometimes not.
Yeah.
I really liked what you came up with for this next one.
You know, what'll happen is, and I would like to talk about that one. We're going to talk about the other classics first.
Yeah.
This one would love to talk about.
Okay, yep.
So in fact, this is how this image was presented originally, with very little color, just the color on her lips and a virtually no background.
Yeah,
That was
pencil drawing. It was actually a commission for a fiend, and
anyone whose name you remember?
I'm pretty sure it's Pascal.
Okay, there you go.
France,
Oh, there you
I
go.
think.
There you go.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And then I did it when you said, hey, we really like this as a cover. I said, well, let me do another illustration that's a little bit tighter, a little bit bigger, and that sort of thing. So I could really work the lace and the details. So they're
something real fast.
No,
Like, please.
no. What do you?
My favorite thing about Monte, man. Like, this is my favorite thing about. I love your stuff, right? But it's your pencils and the shadowing with the pencils and the detail.
Very unique
Like
approach.
whenever I see it anywhere, I see a lot of comics. That's Monte. That's Monte. I instantly know.
there's fewer artists who work in what I would call the render, the shaded pencil.
Yeah.
Jay Ancletto.
Yeah, Anacleto. Yeah.
It is the man.
Yeah.
There's some,
He's pretty dope.
Yeah. I'll be like, I'm
That's what the
saving
kids
that
say,
for
right? Dope.
Yeah,
Say.
but there's just fewer artists who maybe take the pencils to a really, really finished polish, like a fine art level.
Love it.
Beautiful. And then we
I
actually.
really like this background presentation.
So that's all Mike Flippin, our graphic designer since 1992, the one and only Mad Mike Flippin. He added that rad background.
Yeah, that's killer. If you guys could see this
I
in
love
person,
that
you'd
background.
be, yeah, it's shiny.
What's
So,
kind of cool too is
chrome.
this one we call is holofoil.
Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah.
if you notice too, there's even skulls in it.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
designed.
So it kind of starts out with these little swirlies, but
It's
it
very-
always goes back to
very
a skull for
elegant.
us.
It's
Yeah.
very elegant, though.
Yes.
I love it.
If you can make skulls elegant, you're doing something special.
That's right. And that's our goal. I'm skull crazy. Even back in the day, in the Chaos Comics era, Steven Hughes would always say, "It's like, man, you're skull crazy." And I'm like, I am skull crazy.
I'm gonna call him crazy in the skull.
That's right. I'm that too. So those are, and then of course, you know, this is almost like the homaging Playboy kind of feel. We would
And that's
discuss
what
it.
you kind of asked for on that.
Yes, yeah, we would discuss ahead of time. Very just simple, just the figure.
Mhm.
You know, again, sometimes it's very bold in a way to just put a figure against white because there's no hiding.
Right.
That's
So
it.
Well, and as an artist, you actually have to keep the background because I care about the original art and selling
Sure.
it. You actually have to keeping the background perfectly clean and without a mark on it is a serious challenge.
I bet. I could see that.
Yeah, you can't just be like willy-nilly and have the airbrush like flipping around and make it all muddy.
Yeah, and part of the goal here too was to deal with nudity, but not show nudity. So to try to dodge it and have her in profile in such a manner that we're not giving everything away.
Well, I think that's the allure of it. You want to have part of the imagination, but also the provocativeness of the figure.
Yes.
And I like the drapery in that one as well. Drapery can be a challenge.
So we kept it simple for the holofoil version, yet it really does tend to highlight the figure. It gives it an ethereal quality, is what I would say.
Yeah, feel a little magic happening there.
Definitely have a little magic happening here. And again, every once in a while, I just like to check in and say that we do have a storm a-coming. There it is. And it's fun because before this live, we were checking in on the percentages of rain. And this time yesterday, it was 100% during this time. And when we began our live, it was about 30%. So we're going for it, obviously.
Put $5
Man,
down
the
in
hatchet's
Vegas.
coming, Joel.
Thanking Joel, like Joel will be like flying off.
Joel's working for a mock-up.
That's right, he is. So a new image that we brought to life together is an image we call Cascade, and it has a really interesting history. So do you want to talk a little bit about it? And you could say the whole story.
Yeah. So last year, our last live event, it was kind of right as COVID was kind of starting to come down in the country.
Our online con.
It was the online is the crucial.
Econ was there.
I don't remember if you asked me or if I volunteered like art demo kind of thing.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, because we were doing art panels like you would have at a convention.
Yep.
So here I am in the back room in the shipping area, and I started a little work ahead of time, and then we did a live 1-hour airbrush session, starting it out, and I really only got to work a bit of the face and a
Yeah, I
little of
remember
the
that.
hand
That was
and the hair, and it was
Yeah.
only in black and white at the time.
Yeah.
And then through just some other inspiration and seeing other artists work online, I just kind of like cut loose and I said, "Hey, Brian, you're like, no obligation. I'm going off in another direction. We'll see if you like it."
Yeah.
And it was because it wasn't initially commissioned as a cover. It was
Right.
like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And because it wasn't on the schedule, because we have a schedule.
That's right.
And so then as soon as it was done, I was like, "I don't know what you think about this," and you were like, "I love it. Like that's done."
Yeah,
and Brian sees a lot of art, so he knows art.
yeah, and a lot of people, and what's great is I think the fans out there adored it. Like that's what they were talking about on Sworn Nation Facebook. That image in particular.
I was blown away. And this one in the original. These little jewels and what look like pearls and stuff like that are actually added to the surface of the canvas. So the reason why they look
cool.
so realistic and catch light is I glue those little 3D elements or earrings and stuff like
Oh, that's
that
neat.
to the surface. And I also just thought it was fun that for the first time ever, she had a La Muerta tattoo. on
Yeah,
her
that's
left
pretty
hand.
cool.
That's the first ever like crossover cover type of thing.
We had one other crossover cover on La Muerta Vengeance by Alex Ronald, Lady Death La Muerta.
Okay.
But I must say that this one's got its own lovely and unique flavor.
And this one's the foil version. Here.
So this is the holofoil version, and that's bananas.
Like the whole
Yeah.
thing. You did the color and everything, Monty.
Yeah, of course. Well, we don't call it colors when it's
Well,
painted.
okay, I'm sorry.
Jeez, Billy.
Here, smack me.
I'm a purist.
Dang, son.
I'm a purist. No,
Someone should
this
hit me.
one
Someone should hit me.
in particular, though, I love all the foil covers, but I think this one in particular, with just the colors and stuff it does, yeah, I don't know, it just takes it to this next level. Makes it something more than a comic book.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, Buddy says he got the Lady Death Treacherous Infamy Metal Boudoir edition graded. Sick.
Dude, we're doing it.
Congratulations, Buddy.
What's cool about this particular promotion is we have already printed the books. So probably over early on in the week, we're going to do a report. Tells Monty and myself what we have to sign. We'll sign them next week, schedules permitting, and we're going to get them to you by the scheduled ship date. And then the remarks are going to take a little longer, but Monty is a beast, so he will totally...
The fans will eat me alive if it takes like
That's
6
right.
months to deliver. So that's not even an option.
I'm jumping on my phone, if only because I'm going to check out some of your comments. So,
there you go.
so Monty is going to continue yapping at you while I get
Now,
online.
I'm not showing any of the goodies over here yet, correct?
You know, let me see here. Uh-oh, I have the original. Hang on. Hey, no, I'm going into the Matrix. I am going into the void. Okay, you're backstage. Sorry, guys. It's all on Monty for a minute.
Oh, no.
Yep, no, you're good.
Does anybody have any questions there in the feed about
Everyone's just happy.
this promotion? Well, right on. Except for the
I'm
people who
backstage. Can you bring me up? Or to see comments? Okay, cool.
Except for the people who had to get up at 2 a.m. like poor Haley Anderson.
Thank you for doing it.
Haley.
Shout out, big up, Haley Anderson.
She had to get up at 2 a.m.
Thank
get
you.
her books and go back to bed because she's in Australia.
Right
Oh,
on.
When it dropped.
Yes. That's dedicated fans. That's
Yeah.
some love right there.
That's right. And we thank you for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to see some of your comments here.
I have one question.
Go ahead, Joel.
Do you allow grading on these?
We do allow grading. Thank you very much. So we do offer the grading option on these select items, and we'll just rock them out. The Coffin Comics got an account. We're going to sign them. We're going to grade them.
There's not a jeweled edition here.
There is not in this
Okay.
particular one.
Oh, because the jeweled edition that was just released was for the upcoming Kickstarter.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
That's
So
right.
That's why I was confused. I knew there was a jeweled edition.
Lady Death Cataclysmic Majesty will be launched on Kickstarter February 17th. May the comic gods shine upon us. And you have an edition.
That's right.
That's right. You have an edition on there called the Jeweled Edition.
Right on.
Now those can't be graded though.
The jewels cannot be graded.
Yeah.
Another question we get from folks is, can you send me the edition without the jewels? And the truth is, we can't, because then it would not be the jeweled edition. And then it creates a variant, and that's not what we're...
Jewel Queen has to apply.
That's right, yeah. And we could hear it. It's great, the storm is a-coming.
We can hear fire engines and sirens in the background.
Yeah. It's funny, we just had our company meeting out here, 1:30 to 2:30, and it was the loudest it's ever been. We had planes landing. You thought it was the apocalypse down the street. I blame Joel. Look at him. He looks guilty.
Get that mock-up.
Got a lot of great people on. James S., you got all 5 graded in Remark. You're a very fast man.
Right?
Samuel Flores, hi. Ashley Martinez, hi. My dear, how are you? Jason Coates, Haley Anderson. Whoa, she goes, oh, guys, my heart is melting right now. That's right.
Jason, Haley.
Jay Taylor, what up? Time of Dying. Scott Phelps. What's up, Scott? How you doing down in Tucson? Landon Scully, what's up? And Karen Barry Walsh.
Up in Canada, eh?
Brian Hott, Sandra. Yeah. Andy Bellinger. It's crazy out here, Brandy Sparkles. Travis Shortbull, what up, yo?
Brandy, you might have to postpone the dance contest.
Dance in the rain and in the wind, Monte Moore.
That's true.
So look, folks, I know that the official Remark editions have sold out. They sold out very fast, but Monte Moore wants to give you a look at how some of those are turning out. So without further ado, and before the winds of the gods decimate us, let's start showing what you want to show, young man.
All right, so you can zoom in here. Super cool Coffin Remark, but I will tell you that some of it has to do with the paper quality.
That's gigantic.
That's right.
What she said.
So let me set this up a little.
Yes.
Here,
No, that's it.
you could hold on to it though.
Okay.
But so this begins empty in now action.
Yeah, so this is all white. It's very drawing quality paper, I will tell you, is the only reason why I could do this. So this is marker, airbrushed, acrylics, pencil, and gouache, which is
What?
white. Watercolor opaque is French, gouache. And so that's how I do the final layer of highlights. And so far, each of these has taken me around 2 to 3 hours per piece. And I might just throw this out there live. Brian will tell me later on. I probably shouldn't have done that, but these might make a cool book in the future.
God.
A little collection of doing, because we're doing
Maybe.
we're doing 40 or 50 of these.
I love that.
So here's another one. Different colors, very detailed.
Pretty dope, huh?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so cool that he does so many styles.
Yes.
Coffin, you debuted some of these earlier today.
Yeah.
In the group.
Wow.
I have probably done covers in the past in my career that weren't this good. I hate to admit it.
What's interesting
Not
is
for Coffin,
these are
but
like
for other clients.
they're like variants of these. Moved
Word.
off to the side with the big spit. That's dope.
Dude, that's dope. That's sick.
That is
So here's the thing, though. I know these sold out. I know people might want more, but I got to hear some comments that say more. And maybe we'll do them again this time next year. I don't even know.
possibly.
So
Now I think there's a couple here that we haven't shown.
You know, at Coffin Comics, what we love to do is just have fun with our art form and see what we can do. Look at that one.
Oh my God! How much do you want? I'll buy it right
Holler at your boy.
Lady Death with rainbow Neapolitan colors.
I'll buy it.
So again, folks, just feast your eyes. This is completely original art. It's an official Remark edition. They're limited to 10 copies.
She's got little water driplets coming
How much
down.
do
as
you want?
she's in the water.
I will buy it.
The MM editions aren't currently available.
It is so good.
But
These sold through. Let me see something. Since this is an actual legit one.
Yep.
Yeah. So here's the. So you're sure it's the official Remark, limited to 10 on the back.
Wow,
That's
that one
crazy.
is absolute.
Coffin don't play. Coffin don't play.
Oh my God.
We get the best. We turn them loose. Action.
So
And these
there's
are double
four
the
more.
size
There's
we
four
marked
more
out.
that are done
Let's
as
see 'em.
well that we haven't shown before, and some of these are more of what I call the kind of full figure action pose.
Oh, my lance.
Oh,
And
that's
so this one is kind of a whoop.
Yo. Don't these. Yeah, these can't. We cannot let these hit the ground. The mock-up's one thing.
That's really cool. It's very comic.
That one was not an original. That was an empty.
Thank the comic gods.
So this one is a ghoulish green. I like to call that color.
Really
Coolie
You
green.
see little blues and outlines in her hair, and of course the red lips. And then down here in her little shadow is a little skull face.
That's dope.
Dude, that's sick.
Thanks.
Yes. Oh,
Okay,
hi.
you can read
So
that.
guys, as a recap, we're only getting. Take a look at the sheer variety.
Oh my God.
These are originals. Coffin Comics loves you, boys and ghouls. This is stuff we love to do. This is fun.
Hey, Brian's always taking out a whole new door. So here's another one. Getting action with the sword and slaying demons and
Comic joy.
getting jiggy.
It's
with
ridiculous, right?
it. The cool part is I get to come up with like a different outfit like every single sketch.
So I remember the Remark ones before being a smaller coffin.
That's right. And we learned.
You
We
went
did it.
bigger.
We went bigger.
These are,
Well, the
these aren't
feedback I
Remark.
got was, oh, there's a whole nother thing, huh?
These are not Remarks. These are commissioned
They're
sketches.
they're painted
Okay.
illustrations.
Yeah, they're painted.
Yeah. So here's yet another of
Oh
the
my God.
action poses.
Making me sick.
Lots of coolness going on.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so again, they're all original. Each one.
This took a fair amount of work, I will tell you.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
Brian said, "Bring 4 of those with you." So what did I do? I brought 8.
There you go. I love it. Well, I'm so happy. Like, they are printed. They are in your hands. And it's like, get a jump on this.
Well, and that's the thing is to be have a shall we say an appropriate turnaround time for the fans.
Yeah.
It's like we had Brandy and I had discussed what the time frame was going to be and what I could handle, so that it's not a hey, months and months are going to go by. Like, what can you realistically do? Because
Yeah.
this is like doing 3 or 4 of these per day.
Yeah.
To get these done, to do 100 remarks
Yes.
in a month roughly time frame.
Yes.
I think somewhere that we're shooting for the end of
Yep.
next month, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
In February.
Well, I'm so happy you rose to the challenge. I know it's kind of wild and funky, but yeah, it really is fun to do. And for sure, Coffin Comics scans these. You know, because who knows what we can do in the future? I don't know. You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, these are all scanned, even when I send them to Brian and that sort of thing. But, you know, I guess for me, the way I look at it is, you know, my comics career since I've been working with Brian is at a much different level than it was in 2014, where I was still doing a lot of commercial illustration work. But I wasn't doing regular monthly covers. I wasn't doing, 10 covers a year. There was a couple of years I did 2 or 3 covers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing a lot of work in gaming, on Magic and Harry Potter and all this kind of thing. But the Coffin fans, for me particularly, have been the most loyal, the most supportive. Every single bit of original Lady Death art I have is sold. I don't have any covers. I don't have anything to sell. And to me, that shows the supportive nature of the Sworn Nation. So thank you guys very much. And that's why when Brian says, hey, you got to do this, you step up and you swing for the fences.
Swing for the fences. You heard it here
Which is
first.
A line from Signs.
There you go. That's right.
Swing for the fences.
What do you think, Billy?
It's absolutely amazing.
Billy, do you have
Wow.
one of these in your pocket at the moment?
See you later.
I got to tell you, all you,
Happy to see me.
Right.
that too, all you econ fans out there, these things are sick. Well, that's what the Artist Celebration is. It's a special opportunity. We don't do this. We don't, we do this maybe once a year.
Right.
So it is a special opportunity. These did sell out very fast, like within the first 20 minutes of offering. So you got some work to do. Yeah.
You're the king of making it limited, and
Now they know.
you have a fan base that gets unparalleled customer service, and so they know that if they're going to spend their hard-earned bucks, that it's with their friends and family, and that's what Coffin is.
Hell yeah. So that's crazy. Let's get a check in on our weather circumstance.
I just saw
It-
a broom and a house go by and a small
It's
dog.
definitely changed. Definitely changed even in the last couple of minutes. You can feel the temperatures dropped around 20
I
degrees.
was seeing raindrops, but it's
It's
just
gonna
concrete.
snow.
Well,
It's gonna snow.
take your last looks at these one more time because I think it's important that we hide them.
Some of these are still available, right? The ones on the
Yes,
side.
sir. So the Virgin Art editions are currently available at coffincomicsshop.com, and we highly encourage you to consider them. Hell
Or they
yeah.
might be on the black market later. We don't know.
Probably.
They are
Who
now.
knows?
They are.
I know that we're going
And
to.
you want a Coffin book?
There you go. Yeah, well, and also then your remark opportunity on those books has sold out as well. So again,
The not the official remark, but these are all gone. All,
Yes, sir.
All 100 are gone.
that's right.
Hopefully you got one.
We
It's
hope
not
you
gonna be
did.
you.
So I'm going to check in to see if anyone has any comments. Let's see what we got here. We're going to get a Coffin Comics patch. Brian asks,
Not this
like, I think we have to offer some more. I mean, if we may have them on the store. If they're not on the store, it's probably time to make some more. Time to make some more. No flying houses, says Jay Taylor. We might.
one. More is better.
And Ashley Martinez says, too bad the IRS isn't processing returns until the 12th.
Kidneys. You only need one.
After a hiccup with the store, I got a Cascade holofoil that Monte will also be graded. Great. By the way, we heard about the hiccup. We read about it on Sworn Nation. I know that you got in touch with Moonshine Mail, a customer service, and we believe that we have fixed that hiccup now and forevermore. It was a glitch in the system that we think we've overcome. So hopefully you will not experience that in the future. And it's like super nerdy tech stuff.
Which means everybody was running around going, Nick! So,
People like the contrast on your color. They want more.
boom! Bam!
They love the new cover with the tattoo on her wrist. Our pal Jason Coates, Monte Moore. Holy crap, these are nice. I know that Jason wants all of these.
Right?
I know how he is.
It's amazing to see what this one became because you were working on the Cascade last, while we were doing your artist celebration last
Probably
year, and it was just black and white. So
the
it's just
only
really
cover
awesome.
ever started on premises. I
Yeah,
believe.
that's true.
Yep.
That's
on
true.
premises.
That's true.
It was born here.
I
She
know.
grew up somewhere else, but she was born here.
Yeah, with Monte in Scottsdale, maybe we could have him artist in residence. It's like, here, work on this, work on this, work on this.
Man, my house is only going to be like 25 minutes away.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think that's probably another reason why Monty and I get along really well is work ethic.
Oh,
You know, it really matches up.
you're like, hey, are you up? It's 2 a.m. Of course I am. Don't be stupid.
Did you see like the last 2 nights I've been responding to you at 3 a.m. For some strange reason, I've just been waking up at 3, whatever. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
tell people all the time that success is not tied to talent of any kind. I'm not believing it. Actually, a lot of the talented people I know are kind of lazy
Yeah,
because it
that's
comes
true.
easy to them. So the people, in my opinion, who succeed the most are the hard workers. They're the ones who go out and build the skills, build the fan base, all those kinds of things. So those are the ones that you see in the industry decades later. They're not flashes in the pan. Nothing ever came easy. And so when you build that rock solid foundation of the fans, like you guys, you're bricks. You're the bricks of the foundation of all of this. And for you, you've been stacking bricks for 20, 30 years. Yeah.
I haven't thought of it that way, but I can see that. It's like, that's true. Literally, this year is my 30th year in comics. December 91, I am a 30-year comics veteran.
Yeah, I'm 2 years behind you. I got out of art school and published my first work, and going to San Diego Comic Con was 93. And we were there with a little table like this with our first self-published comic book.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I do remember also like visiting your home, and we went downstairs and we saw some of your art files.
Right.
And some of your art goes way back to well before then.
Oh yeah, I have art from high school. I don't throw away art. Somebody somewhere will want it. Sometimes I give it away. Sometimes I sell it. You know, you just never know. So, but yeah, art. Yeah, I don't throw away art. I don't even not finish art.
I'm going to
Yeah.
stay, guys, because we don't know what's going on with the weather. I'm at the very least, just these are fine. These are going inside.
Right.
I'll be right back.
Before we all blow away.
That's right.
So, find something for the fans that they want it. That's how we do. So,
Holy mackerel, the wind is getting really crazy.
this place blows.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to make an executive decision, and it's simply based on the weather conditions. We're going to spend about 5 more minutes live, and we're happy to take some of your questions if you have any. So I'm going to take a look and see if you have any. What did Landon Scully just say? Did you guys also notice that it really dropped like 20 degrees?
Yeah. I'm from Colorado. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't care.
I'm actually not wearing pants. No, I'm just kidding.
Bob Conster says 3M.
Big Bad Bob, B3, that's what I call him.
Eliza Holt says we're having some issues with sound.
It's because of the wind.
Matthew Stapleton, who is a infamous commissioner. Can I get a Monte Mooreism personalization on my signed order? Matthew, you put it in the little request box of the order. We can do anything that's legal, basically.
Yeah, don't ask for like blood and stuff.
No, got to be in person to make that request. The wind is bad down here by Tucson. Yeah, I bet it is. Leona, the extreme weather conditions survive. Robert Zabowski's in the house. Jeff, man.
The whole Coffin crew. See, everybody turns out when you go live.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, it's crazy. So, you know, at a time like this with an artist celebration, it's a time, again, to celebrate Monty's contribution, also our friendship. Really grateful to you, man. And you know, on a lot of levels, what's weird about the time we're in is I kind of miss, like, you know, us going to like nice dinners and
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, going out for a beer after the events.
Yeah, that kind of
So,
stuff.
Yeah, you have to postpone a few of those things, and you know, but you're making this work in a safe way for everybody. It would have been extra SICKO if we couldn't do that. It's already SICKO enough because there's not a Sworn
Fest,
this
yeah.
year, so, but in time, good things come to those who wait.
The only good thing about postponing Sworn Fest is it gives me 1 extra year for continuously remodeling HQ inside.
Oh well, true. It's pretty baller.
Keep working on that stuff.
Nobody knows about the tunnels underneath it, do they?
Or the whole like underlayer. Some people go up, we go down.
Right, it's like the GI Joe HQ. You just go down.
We're working on a
Level
hell.
27.
That's right. We're working on a hell font. Like if we could like just reach the gates of hell through it.
It's like Doom. You know, you just keep going down.
That's right. Well, people think HQ stands for headquarters.
Noonan.
No, it stands for Headquarters.
See, I always like to put the HQ. I usually don't write it out because that way people who know what HQ means, like they know,
Right.
like they get it. Like I know what that means.
It's Headquarters.
Everybody else in the outside world, they just think, oh, that's the regular old HQ.
That's right. No, it's Headquarters. Yeah, it exists somewhat. Whatever. Some people who don't get the joke did see that it's called Headquarters,
Oh, okay.
but that happens all the time. Let's see here.
Now you know, and it's G.I. Joe South knowing exactly about it.
Haley Anderson, Brian, was there a particular piece Monty did back in the day that made you think, I have to have him on board? Well, actually, I mean, that's true. That's going back because Monty's first contribution was in my former company, Chaos Comics.
You did 3 covers.
3 covers. I don't know the precipitating event that we met at. Was it something like Motor City Comic Con? I don't really recall. It was a query. Was it a query? How do we meet up?
Well, you and I had known each other and not having done business, just being in the same circles and at Comic-Con. And I remember you coming by the booth and I'd be like, oh, there's Brian. Someday I want to do work with him. And you had times where you're doing less publishing and more publishing.
True.
But then when you and I started working in the new era at Coffin, I reached out directly to you and you responded immediately and were like, let's try 3 covers. And I was like, oh, okay. And you had already known me to be around in the industry.
Yeah.
And we had already done the work. I had done a 2 Purgatory and a Chastity cover. And 2 of the 3 were published.
Mm-hmm.
One was a couple of more covers. There was metal cards. There was a hardbound art book that was in German. And there might have been a calendar. No, there wasn't a calendar. And that was right towards the end of that run of Chaos.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, then I remember, the thing that I remember, this is where my priorities are. What happened is we both were at Albuquerque Comic Con.
Yes.
And they had a baller rooftop party.
Yep.
And we rocked that party and closed that thing down. That's what I remember.
Yeah, it was you, me, and my cousin was there helping.
That's what I remember.
And that was pseudo home turf for you because you knew a lot of the guys who did Albuquerque. But that was the first time that you and I really got to like raise a glass, socialize, and toast, and be like, man, this guy's kind of badass. Me to you, not you.
Thank you, Monte Moore. You know what? I always pretend like at a con or something, like I'm gonna call it an early night. Everything's gonna be fine. And for whatever reason, historically, I'm always part of the shutdown crew.
Right.
Like I'm always part of the crew.
You guys have to leave now. You're like, really?
I don't know.
What else is
I mean well every time, but
that was when I got to hear a few of the stories of you in the film industry working on Batteries Not Included and just some really cool stuff that you got to do in your prior
I definitely have had
years.
some fun stuff in the old film years.
Yeah, those are great. I love to hear those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was a good time, and that totally doesn't answer your question, Haley. But there it is.
I don't think it was a specific piece other than more of like a portfolio of
I think
work.
so. Yeah, I think it was a portfolio of work, knowing you're on the scene, knowing that you were diligent, you're on the case.
Yeah, well, I already had 2 full art books out.
Yep.
By the time I was between 25 and 30, SQP had published several full art books of mine. And a couple of the Coffin pieces or the Chaos pieces got reproduced in there. So that showed a body of work and hit the publishing deadline. So. And that's important.
Eric Hart asked, hey, Monty, are you familiar with the infinity signatures made famous by Clayton Crane? What are the chances we can get an infinity signature from you?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
It's like I think it's the rainbow pen.
Oh, okay.
Like where it's different colors throughout the whole signature.
Oh,
that's
neat. Is it metallic?
I believe that's what it is.
It would have to be on certain. It would have to be on certain books. I mean, I don't care what I sign them with, as long as it's appropriate for the book and it will roll. Because sometimes it's hard to find the right products to sign these.
That's true. So Eric, I'll be straightforward with you. On this particular promotion, it's probably not possible just because of what plans we have in place. However, we'll look into it, and it's something that we'll consider for the future.
Yeah. Normally we roll through with an army of Sharpies.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a special pen made after.
You guys need to tell some of those stories on my show. I can't help but I love you. Think my first Monty was that Chastity cover. Matthew, you definitely go back. I know you do. And then Jason Coates also loves that particular cover. And then Robert Zabowski says, no number 2 in HQ. That's right. That's true, right?
That's a callback to the last, first Fiend Fest.
Yeah, we're giving scheduled tours at Fiend Fest, and we just wanted to make it abundantly clear you can't do that. It's sort of like if you visit some rock stars and they invite you onto their tour bus, the first thing they tell you is no number 2 in the van, because inevitably the thing breaks down.
Right.
So, and then you got to live with that. So we're not living with it. So look, when Swarm Fest happens, you're invited, but there ain't number 2 in HQ. Sorry, that's right. You know it.
That's the first thing he told me when
I love everybody, but you can't go number 2 in HQ.
That's the number 2 guy right there. All right, let's get right to the big
That's
stuff.
what.
Go on the HQ for a tour. Everybody go do a potty break first.
That's right.
Excuse me, sir. Yeah, no number 2s. Okay.
So here we are as we're rounding out this particular event, the Monte Moore Artist Celebration. You can definitely get the books that are available at coffincomicsshop.com. And remember, what I wanted to say and announce at this time, that through mutual cooperation with Monte Moore has signed an agreement to produce a year's worth of covers with Coffin Comics, the themes of which will be revealed. But I'd like to say, again, working with Monte, that Monte Moore will be doing an Armed Forces series of covers.
He's announcing it.
I'm announcing it. Armed Forces series, the 5 sections of the Armed Forces, and they will be coming out on the respective birthdays of each of the Armed Forces. So Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. Boom.
Yeah,
Lady
and they'll be in
Lady Death, right?
Lady Death themes,
it's very
pin-up-y.
pin-up, kind of the 1940s traditional style, and the
Nose art.
Nose art, very Gil Elfgren, Petty, Vargas kind of flavor.
Yes.
But with the Coffin, Lady Death flavor as well. So it'll be a unique mixture of some nostalgia and all being created in the same manner, meaning airbrush and the same tools that they would have used back then.
Yep, and using a lot of the iconography associated with each branch of the Armed Forces.
Yeah.
Right on.
And Brian and I are both big supporters of that, and so we take it very seriously. And
That's
we
right.
Thank every man and woman who has served our country.
Thank you so much for your service. It is fantastic. Thank you.
What about
I am
Space
grateful.
Force? Would that be coming up?
I don't know. I don't know how that's going to roll.
I have no understanding of it.
Not that I don't like drawing space girls, because I do.
Space Girls. See if there's any final question.
If you guys have questions in our
Now's
chat, let
the
us
time.
know. Let us know.
Before we blow out of here.
Okay, so some people are liking to hear that. Bob Conister says go Navy. Leona Rivet, I want Air Force. Okay, Air Force. Well, Air Force is happening for
Yeah,
sure.
Of course.
I don't know anything about Space Force, but the Armed Forces for sure. Greg can't wait for Swarm Fest 2020. Neither can we. Let me tell you, we got plans. That's the other benefit maybe of not having it, right off the bat. It's like we just keep planning and planning.
Yeah.
I work with Julian the Hooligan, our official archivist, and we are finding stuff. It's ridiculous.
So start purifying your livers now if you're somebody who does partake. because
There's that too.
You want to be able to go the distance if that happens to be your bag, baby.
Right, that's right. I also I view partying a different way than I did when I was younger. Like when I was younger, it was a whole nother level. And I am known to get to a level, but also I just think partying is a state of mind. It's like staying up, it's talking shit, it's like talking about your favorite bands, get into arguments about what's Metallica's best record, and just a general experience of joviality,
I have more memories of hanging out in the bar and seeing the scenes and everybody from, Tony Buck and Dane and
Sure.
all these guys.
Right, Dennis.
Dennis, everybody from around the country thinking this is, it's like a biker club comes to town. And, but everybody was polite and cordial and had fun. It was a win-win. I have more memories of that than I do the behind the table memories, because sometimes you do enough shows, those kind of blend together.
I will say to you guys and gals out there that honestly, Fiend Fest was a spiritual high. Like I didn't even know that kind of experience was available to me again as a professional, and it knocked me out. And I had that feeling of elation for at least 6 weeks. And, that's not easy. I'm sort of,
Something special.
it truly was a remarkable experience, and to see everybody and to commune with everybody. And we all kind of love the same thing. And I would say too, that there is a commonality to folks who like this stuff. So I think generally I feel that everybody is on a positive course, but we all like dark stuff, mischievous stuff that kind of pokes the system a little bit, but usually all like in a good-natured way. So yeah, to be in community with so many people like that is
be a
great.
bad boy and not have a rap sheet.
That's it. Or just leave your rap sheet in the past.
Right.
I always kind of figure it's like, well, we worked stuff out. By the time we got past our 20s, we got it worked out. I'm just saying. Right, okay, it's the 30s, 40s for some of us. What can you say? All right, I'm going to do a final check here again. First of all, it seems like it held. You know, the weather is bananas, Billy.
Yeah, I think we got lucky. If we went inside, we could have blamed it on the rain.
So Jay Taylor is asking, can we get a Lamarta cover for the branch she was in? Stay tuned.
Interesting concept.
Casey's like, you want to get nuts? We'll get nuts. We will.
Right?
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can always take listen to a recommendation.
Was that me or?
Band. I don't do requests.
It's the first sign of rain.
We had droplets.
So look, it's like Eric is saying, will you be doing tours of HQ during Swarm Fest? Yes. Do you have to sign up in advance? Yes. And all that information will be coming. Put yourself in our hands. All your questions will be answered. Yeah, definitely. Get your tetanus shots, your rabies shots, because he's going to be there. And I know it'll be fun too, because I believe culturally a lot of the sickos are coming in too. So it's going to be like a blending of like all these cool cultures.
I went crazy when it got pushed. They're like, oh my God.
So this was our first live outside. The weather is bananas. It's dropped 20 degrees plus. We're getting the first signs of rain.
The reason why the temperature dropped is because these are so cool.
That's right. In conclusion, is there anything you'd like to say to folks out there? Mad Monte Moore.
I would just thank you. Thank you so much for the continued support, the enthusiasm. It's one of the things that helps me work through the long hours and nights, because my goal is to impress everybody, make them happy, so that when you get your Coffin Comics products, it's better than Christmas. So there you go.
That's exactly why I like to work with Monte Moore. He gets it, right? So Monte Moore, I can't thank you enough for your friendship, for your contribution to our company. I think you really get it, and so we appreciate it. So big up. Let's cross one more time. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Yo,
Swarm, baby.
Swarm. You guys have been great. We've been the Coffin Crew. Holler at you later. We did it.